Over the week, Thelma had a conversation with the area father himself. When I say area father, I hope you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes, what do you mean?
Who's area father?
Charlie.
Charlie boy. Charlie boy. Let's see this. Let's see their conversation.
Amazing talents who are recognized on the continent and in the world, to the extent that Grammys have made a very fantastic home in Nigeria. Today we get to meet one of Nigeria's superstars, and he has found many creative ways to showcase his talent over the years. Let me allow him introduce himself.
Well, if you're not familiar with this face, then you must be living under the rock. My name is the Area Father. It's not a title, it's a way of life. The artist popularly known as Charlie Boy. The of Africa. And the president of all frustrated Nigerians. Me.
It's an honor to be sitting beside you for many years.
Fancy, right?
We have watched you over time and been mostly excited and enthused by all you have showcased. And we want to take you way back to the 80s.
Way back. I hope my memory can permit me. You know, things don't do slow for
I seriously doubt it. In the 80s, you know, making music and entertainment was different from the way it is now. But tell us about that. You emerged as a superstar, locally and internationally. Was it easy? Did you expect to burst like that?
There's nothing good in life. There's what doing that comes easy. For starters, my parents were up in arms against me, my choice of career, what I wanted to do. And Nigerians at the time, they didn't understand. They thought I was a freak, you know. I remember some 50 years back, I was the first artist, I guess before I became Charlie Boy, that is. I was the first person to don on an earring, yeah? And everybody thought I was crazy. No, this guy could not have finished from school putting on earring. Na man him be a woman, waiting him be self. Until now they heard that my father is a Supreme Court judge. That one, he don't read anything. He just, now the people will go to America, then deport him, he come back. And so...
You were to read law?
No, I wasn't to read law. I read mass comm, and they think my father wanted me to do law. My father didn't want me to do law, just wanted me to do whatever I wanted to do and just get on with life. Yeah. So I remember one day after my youth corps, this was about 81, thereabout 82. And my father called me. We were in Owerri at the time. So my father called me and said, okay, take this letter, go to Port Harcourt, go and give one manager in one oil company, and then make sure you pack your things and start work. And I was I know discuss this one with you now. Which one be all of this? Go to Port Harcourt and start work. I said I don't want to work, you know. And
you had the courage to say that to him.
Oh yeah, because of how we were brought up. We were brought up to speak our mind in our household. Be respectful to elders, but speak your mind. Yeah. So, and he goes, so what do you want to do? And because, you see, I've been living under the shadow of my father for a long time. I used to think my father was a big bully. I used to think he was so cantankerous, so old-fashioned, okay, and all of that. So it's like, this man is disturbing me too much, I beg. So I wanted to say something to piss him off. And at the point those things, those words were coming out of my mouth, I really didn't know what I was talking about. But all I knew was that I'm going to piss off this man for not giving me a breathing space. And so when I was asked, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be a musician. And all hell broke loose. My son, a musician. Oh, Jesus. He couldn't reconcile it because the tradition was, you finish your degree course. I graduated master's in mass comm, radio, TV. That's what I really studied as a journalist. Yes, I'm really not a musician. I just found a way to use music to, you know, express myself and talk about the things that really upset me in the system. So that's how the journey as an entertainer started. And after that incident, about a month or so after that incident, thank God, my father was made now the Supreme Court judge, so he had to move to Lagos. Me, where I go, I went to the village. Agranga, Posoziana village. Yes. Then I had no money, I had no car, I had nothing except my dream and my wife. And we stayed in the village for 7 years. In the village, that's where I met poverty, because I swore that I was never going to ask my parents for anything, that I will find my own way. My sister, it wasn't easy at all, because after the first year, it be like say, poverty, they look me and they look poverty. And to get by, what was I doing? I had a small buka. I used to sell pepper soup, beer.
Were you preparing the soup yourself?
No, of course not. I can't cook to save my life. You know, my wife was doing that. At that time, she was already in the village with me. Yeah, we came back together.
So she learned it here?
Oh, yeah. She learned it from America. She learned they come. But I didn't think that she was going to be my wife, because I had other prettier women than her. Yes, sir. You know, now so we come alongside Foguta. I had a small studio, you know, where, you know, people who wanted to do demo, they would come, they would drop me some money, you know, I would take that on, they take care of myself. Life was hard. Life was very hard.
Very different from what you were used to.
Yeah, but you see, looking back, I can beat my chest and say, I thank my father, really. But my father did not prepare me for the Nigeria of today. I prepared myself for the Nigeria of today. It's like a prince born in the castle, and the prince wanders away to go into the thick forest, not knowing what they will meet there, to see how the animals were living. And it was because I made that move when I went to the village, decided to be on my own, that I understood the pains and the struggle of this world, because I was a spoiled, rotten kid.
It toughened you?
It toughened me, you know, and I thank God. I thank God for that message.
Okay, from that experience, you were running a small eatery or booker in the village. Your wife was preparing the pepper soup and all of that, and you were recording some demos for other young people. How did that now propel you into?
That was when I started the brand Charlie Boy, and the brand Charlie Boy was activated to shock timid, mongo-packish, myopic, last year Nigerians out of their mind. Because when my father saw me appear one day as Charlie Boy, he said to me, "This will never work, not in this country. This is not America. This can never work here. Look at how you are. People will think you're irresponsible." But who cared about what people think? I know myself. I know where I'm coming from. I know my pedigree. I know my background. This is what Charlie wants to do. And I kept telling him, I said, well, when I want to show people my brain, that I do have a brain, I will show them. I'm a communicator. Yeah, that's what I studied. So, and most of the things that went out at that time were all intentional. I mean, you be the judge. I'm here today. And for the last 47 years, that's what I've been doing. I never fooled. I never
wavered.
No. That's why I say consistency is me. Tenacity is me. Audacity is me. That's all what typifies the brand Charlie Boy.
We're looking at the industry from that time till now, and I found it quite interesting that you've been collaborating with entertainers of this day. Yeah. How would you say that is working? Is it because of your authenticity, your realness?
Well, I do things that speak to my soul. I do things that, you know, like from the inside out. I will not classify myself as a musician, but as an entertainer who has used creativity, entertainment to pass messages. And I remember my tenure as a P-Man, I don't know whether you remember that, as a P-Man president, the president of the Performing Musician Association of Nigeria. At that time, NTA used to play a lot of foreign things, foreign music, foreign, you know. Nigeria radio station, there were few at the time, they used to play almost 90% foreign stuff and 10% Nigerian music. I told them at that time, I said, enough of this nonsense. Because these people that you're looking down on, because in every street I can give you 10, 12 Michael Jacksons. Because I knew we had talent. Yeah? But the disrespect from corporate Nigeria was just too much for me to take. So I was fighting all the corporate bodies. How they must respect Nigerian artists, how they must pay them more money. Them, you know, the A-list artists, they used to earn like 200,000, 150. Though that was a lot of money in those days. But it did not match their status.
Their stature.
And I fought very hard. I fought very hard to make it 50-50 airplay. I fought very hard to make sure that the Nigerian musicians get their due respect. I fought piracy. I took NTA to court self now. You know, remember? Now. Yes. My tenure as a P-Man president was very eventful. Like you begin to like your trucks, you begin to like, you know, that's what time will do to you.